I just picked this up at the store at Long's. Life magazine. That's pretty prestigious for Duran. They usually put these magazines out when something significant is happening with the artist. Recently I got a Queen one because it was the anniversary of, I think it was the anniversary of Freddie Mercury's death or his birthday. Usually when I'm done reading through these, I'll slice them up and put them in the bathroom, like on the door and around the bathroom door. When I got the Queen one, it was great because I had gotten a Bowie magazine a few months prior, and he was all over the back of the bathroom door. So I added the Queen magazine photos to it because I thought it would help the door hold up better under pressure. Alright, so we're gonna just open this up. I like this pattern here. It's kind of cool. It's a nice touch. It's not anything, you know, too crazy. Now, I'm guessing, you know, Life magazine, Duran, it's awesome. I'm guessing if you're a fan, you've seen a lot of these pictures before. Usually that's how it goes with these magazines. A lot of them will probably be on my Duran Instagram page, which is Canada 1978, if you're interested in that kind of thing. So we're just gonna flip through, see what we got here. Come back, kids. Yeah, for like 5 minutes. I was real salty when Andy left the second time because I was so happy he was back. You know, I've been a fan and I'd followed them, you know, kind of since the 80s. So it was awesome when he came back, and then he left. I was not happy about that. Friends of mine. Look at JT back there. That's awesome. I'm probably going to mess with the lighting throughout this video, but whatever. Nick. The controller. These are pretty, they look a bit like ladies in these two pictures. Speaking of ladies, Barbarella. Andy. I didn't like the blonde hair on him. It looked weird. You know what I mean? Roger. John putting on mascara there. Actually, I've never seen this picture or that. When I started this, I'm like, oh, it's going to be a bunch of stuff we've already seen. But so far, there's some cool stuff. Rum Runner. That's the old Rum Runner sign, right? Yeah. It's the old Rum Runner. And there's interior of the Rum Runner. Or, I think that's right when you come in. I've never been in there. I only know from photos. This is Andy's ad. Or ad looking for a guitar player. I had that on my Instagram, Duran page too. When I first started that page, like a couple years ago, I'd try to find these ultra rare pictures and Affirma, like things like this, and flyers. No one cares about that. They just want simple John Taylor pictures from a Google search. But I still go deep sometimes with my stuff there. Simon. That's the Rum Runner. Right, Simon John Charles Le Bon, that's why we call him Charlie. See, it's cool. Early days stuff. I've seen this picture before. This is cool though. Rum Runner. That was a cool time. It wasn't all that long, I guess, that this scene was going on, but been cool. It would have been cool to have been there. That in the Bat Cave would have been cool to go to see the punk bands at that time. That was maybe a couple of years after this, though. This was probably like 79 or late 78. But the Bat Cave didn't come along till later, but whatever. John's peeking out over the top of his head. It was over Charlie's shoulder. That's a cool picture. I think I've seen this one though. Hungry like the wolf. The chemistry was effortless and the sound was tight. Britain took notice fast. So did most of the world. Oh, I always thought that was cool, John's red hair there. This is my first time looking through this, so I just got it like a couple hours ago. Cool stuff. So far, nothing like mind-blowing. Yeah, we've seen this. I'm looking at it for like what I can cut up later to put on the on the bathroom mural. What's going on here? Looks like he's signing a fan's autograph, much like he did for me, in a really embarrassing story when I met him. I just kind of made a fool of myself. I have a video about it, but you know, basically I just made a fool of myself. I didn't mean to. No one wants to. But I don't think he even perceived that I did, but to me, I felt like I did, but I don't know. He was freaking cool, though. Totally cool. Totally cool. Yeah, you know, thinking about it, it was probably only to me that I felt foolish. He wouldn't have picked up on it. No one else was there but me and him. It was early in the day before a Neurotic Outsiders gig. And the reason I felt foolish, basically, is because I didn't recognize him at first, and I had a friend point him out to me. And when he was behind me, which was kind of whatever. But, yeah, he signed my thing, and then John and I were both standing there waiting for our friends. He was waiting for someone, and I was too. We were standing by the bathrooms. And it was just, we're both standing next to each other, just real silent, and I'm thinking, say something, say something, say something. So I'm like, I'm just going to turn to him and start talking. And this is after he'd signed my autograph, and we talked for a little bit. I was like, all right, John, nice meeting you. And then I walked away. Meanwhile, I had to meet my friend, so I had to sheepishly come back into the club after I got a hold of myself halfway to the car. Fucking idiot. Okay, this is just music at the time, the new wave. That's cool. I don't think I've ever seen this one. Huh. I've seen this stuff. Sri Lanka. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Yeah, Sri Lanka. Seen that one. Yeah, most of these I'm probably gonna be familiar with, but these are kind of deep cuts for people that aren't like obsessive fans like me. Like me, obsessive fan. Meeting Princess Diana. They met her a couple times because there's a few different photo ops. There's one where they're at a thing and they're all dressed up meeting her with the whole band. Yeah, she was a fan, and that's why they played her things there. Her things there. Yeah, the royal things there. That's a cool picture. This lighting's gonna drive me nuts. I messed around with it a lot, and there's not a real good way of doing it. It's kind of dark in here. It is the Bat Cave, so that's a cool picture. I've seen that one. Waiting by the plane. Rio era. Rio going into 7 the Ragged Tiger. This is definitely 7 the Ragged Tiger era. Take a look around the room here. John, Roger, Simon, Nick, the controller. That's a cool picture. 7 the Ragged Tiger tour, of course. Duran Duran is one of those bands where you can see what they're wearing and you kind of know when it was. Even when they're in like street clothes, like this is 83. You just tell by what they have on. Yeah, 83. What does it say up here? Guys, look relaxed. San Francisco. Nick was using his own camera to document the scene. Of course he was. He's always doing that. As he had on the England tour. Blah, blah, blah. I'm going to say that's it. Oh, this says it's the summer 82. This is 82. I was wrong. You know what? Yeah, of course it's 82. Look at that. And his hair too. What kind of fan am I? Let's see here. John in the pool. The thing I never got into though is like a lot of people know their wives and their girlfriends and their family. I never got into that aspect of it. Like I don't know anything about their kids. I wouldn't be able to point them out unless it's like Nick's daughter. Like I recognize her, but I'm only interested in the band, in the music mainly. That's a fucking cool picture. That's a cool. If you can even see it. Like this, hold on, there we go. That's awesome. No, I gotta answer a text here. Sorry guys. It'll be quick. We can look at John for a minute. I like when people text me like, guess what? It's like, really? I'd like to guess it for once though, and just freak him out. Alright, let's see here. It says, you have a pic of Angie. Oh yeah, this guy, I have a friend that used to go with Angie Bowie. I don't know what he's talking about there. Oh, I know what he's saying. It's on, this is a good fucking video, huh? I just have these weird conversations about one-sided. And check this out. Notorious. Not notorious, but you know. They seem to be at the top of their game, but the band was starting to fray. After some side projects and internal conflicts, the slimmed down Duran faced an uphill battle until the 1990s. That's brevity for you, that, I guess. Sums that up. One paragraph. View to a kill. Yeah. This is a cool picture. Look at Simon. They all look kind of funny here for some reason. The controller. That's fucking cool. That's a cool picture. Sorry about the lighting here. I've never really worked out the lighting in this room very well. That's why I don't do a lot of videos in here. John signing another autograph. Live Aid. That's Live Aid. I remember watching that on the day. Watched it on the day in real time. Simon hit that bad note. And the thing is, right, Simon, he's so awesome. That might cripple people and like keep them from maybe even singing that song anymore. Well, they have to obviously sing that one, but he doesn't sound apprehensive when he goes for that note. He nails it almost every time. That's one thing about Simon. Like a lot of singers will try to be more measured and not, you know, but he goes for it every time. I don't just mean in that song. I mean like every song. His confidence is fucking awesome. Oh, I love this picture. That's great. I don't like the way they switched those Tony Price suits. They had those awesome like sci-fi clothes. Like this right here. I loved that look. And their whole like rock band from the future kind of thing. I always dug. But the suit thing was just like lame. I get why they did it to be more like normal to normies, but I like them more out there. Hey. All we need is now. That's a dumb. Why'd they use this picture? It's not a very flattering picture. John, JT. My favorite bass player, along with Steve Harris of Iron Maiden. In fact, Duran and Maiden are my two favorite bands, and they share a lot of things in common. They both had their 40th anniversaries last year. They're both from generally the same area, and their career trajectory is the same. They had lineup changes in the 90s, and they had their biggest successes in the 80s, and now they're back doing better than ever, both of them. So it's funny how close they are, and they have the two greatest bass players in music, in rock and roll. Anyway, I'm glad they're getting a lot of. Yeah, it's weird. Like with Duran, like whenever I see them get stuff like this, I almost feel like proud, like I'm their parent or something, which is weird. I don't know what that's about, but I'm always like good for them. What are you wearing there, Charlie? Good Lord. Wow, that's not... He doesn't often make fashion mistakes, unless it's like a flag or something. Is it like the British flag? Where is this? Oh, I'll get it. Patriotic jacket. Okay, I get it. The Olympic ceremony in 2012. Okay. That wasn't the ceremony with the Voldemort, the dancing nurses, and all the occult stuff. Well, all these opening ceremonies have occult stuff. You know, they did that recent Birmingham one where they got the big bull. I mean, you know, whatever. It's in everything. You can't escape that. You know, I gotta tell you, I'm not that impressed with this magazine. As far as photos go, it's a lot of stuff we've already seen. And I think the choices they made, I think you needed, I don't know if they had like a super fan in there, but any of those fans could have done a much better job with this minute, because I'm only saying that because it's almost over. Now Rogers, the 6th member, if there ever is one, of the band. Duran. Yeah, like I'm feeling like that's... Yeah, like what is this? What good is this for? Yeah, it's a big crowd, but that could be anybody up there. Yeah, that could be Queen Adam Lambert. Like, what are you doing here? And that's it. It's Hyde Park, but whatever. Yeah, not impressed with this magazine. Not worth the $17. That's a cool picture. But yeah, there's not a lot of color pictures. And the ones that they have, right, it's all shit we've seen a dozen times. Like this isn't even like, something like this isn't even like bathroom door worthy. Because it's like, that is. But like I'm going through this looking for stuff I'd cut out. I don't like using black and white because it's like, who cares? This is cool. I'll put that up there. But going through it for stuff that I'd use, not a lot of stuff. I think they could have did a much better job. Giving this magazine a D. It's a passing grade because it's Duran, but nice picture of Bowie here though. And the Bronson. And the Go-Go's, underrated band. And Boy George, great singer. But yeah, not super impressed with this magazine. And it's light too. I'm not saying it's a sign of quality, but I don't know, is it supposed to be kind of Life magazine? That wasn't that great. I'll be doing some more Duran stuff though, because I want to talk about the Hall of Fame. And Medazzaland finally got a wide release, and they have a new video that went along with it for a bonus track, Ball and Chain. I just watched the video this morning. It's pretty good. The song's good. I'd never heard it before because I had the American version. But yeah, I just picked this up today. Figured we'd go through it together. And I don't know. Don't blame the teacher, blame the school.